don't know if I should like hold this and I don't know. Welcome back to Behind the Barn, everybody. This is episode 3. I'm here with Mr. Mike Lamb. How you doing, Mike?
Good morning, everybody. Oh, wait, it's night. Sorry. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming aboard. If you want to start off, tell us where you're from.
I make my home in Winchester, Kentucky. I grew up in Richmond, Kentucky. Lived there for over 45 years.
45 years?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
We're not going to tell how old I really am, so we'll just leave it at that.
Somewhere between 35
and 60.
And what band are you a part of?
Part of one of the greatest bands around, Wild Card.
Who you got in that band?
Our band consists of Mr. Rob Ward, lead singing, Chris Wicker on drums, and Mr. Kenny Messer on bass, as well as myself.
We got a 4-piece band. How long have you been playing here at the Silver Eagle?
I've been playing here at the Silver Eagle for probably about 5 years.
5 years?
Numerous different bands, ever since the opening.
I got a couple questions for you. You good with that?
I'm good with questions. Bring them.
Let's start off. Question 1. Your favorite band of all time?
Well, it'd be our favorite band. That would be Van Halen.
Oh, that's a good answer.
It doesn't get any better than Eddie Van Halen. God rest his soul.
Rest in peace to the king of 10 fingers and 6 strings.
That's right.
Being the guitar player in your band, which is your favorite song to play live?
Anyone that involves a great guitar solo. I enjoy a good guitar solo.
That's
I
a
don't
good
care
answer.
what song it is.
If you had to pick one, which one would it be?
I would say some of the newer stuff we're doing, probably We're an American Band.
Okay.
Yeah, it really brings out the heat.
That one's a little unorthodox, but...
What?
I mean, usually whenever you hear a guitar solo from a guitar player, especially, people around these parts, they play country and rockabilly and the whole thing. I don't know. I'd say like Vince Gill or something.
No,
Would've been my answer.
you're the Vince Gill guy.
I guess. One that hasn't been asked yet. What is the worst gig you've ever played?
The worst gig. Probably I played at a club that looked like basically a bathroom. The floor was concrete, had a drain in the middle of it. The roughest people I'd ever seen in my life. And the owner of the club goes, "Well, thank God you wasn't here last night. We had a multiple stabbing here."
Oh, gosh.
Like, great. And it was in Tennessee, so I don't do many in Tennessee.
I lived in Tennessee for a number of years, and it sounds about right.
Ugh.
So if I asked you who your favorite guitar player, would that also be Eddie Van Halen?
Has to be Eddie Van Halen. Zach Wild runs a close second, but it has to be Eddie.
Zach Wild.
Zach is the man. Who can
I
go
could
from
get
one
on with
extreme to another, from country right into rock?
That is a good answer.
See?
He cracks my
And
top 10.
he does jazz.
I've never heard Zach play jazz.
He does fusion. But he's a beast.
Next up, what is one thing that Mr. Mike Lamb could not live without?
What could I not live without? I guess my favorite guitar would be the Blonde.
The blonde.
The
Elaborate,
blonde.
please.
Oh, it's been through thick and thin. It's outlived 2 divorces and several relationships.
And is it a Telecaster?
It's the Telecaster with the humbuckers in it.
I've seen that at many a shows. It's a
You'll see it at every show.
very pretty
Because
instrument.
if I don't bring it, a certain female has my neck in a sling when I get home that night.
Moving on, we are into the backyard bonfire segment here on Behind the Barn. These are user-submitted questions and viewer-submitted questions. Be sure to leave yours in the comments below. Starting off with the first of 3, your most embarrassing moment on stage.
On stage in Florida, I played a gig, and I had to go out and do a lead, and I did the lead, and when I turned around to step to go back, my foot slipped, and I fell all the way to my chin, hit my chin on the stage. And I had to get up and finish the show with blood running out of my mouth. I had to go backstage, and they said, "Take this cup of ice with you." And they handed me a huge cup of ice, and I was putting ice in my mouth and just holding it in my mouth and then spitting it out and then putting another cup full in, trying to get the bleeding to stop. Horrible. Yeah, we made it through the show. We rolled right into the next song like nothing happened. Me with a mouthful of a wash rag and ice and everything else. It's awful.
How many people saw you eat it?
It was a festival. I'd say a good 10,000 or better.
No.
Good 10,000 or better. And all I got was from backstage, go, "You're all right. You're fine. Go on. You're fine. Let me check your wireless."
That's
Didn't give a about me. They want to know if the wireless was broke or not.
Another user submitted question. So you get to choose a band of 3 dead musicians. You get a singer, a drummer, and a bass player to jam with. You get 1 show, 3 players. Who you choosing?
Well, the drummer would have to be Mr. Bonham.
John Bonham, Led
John
Zeppelin.
Bonham. The bass player would have to be. I'm not up on my bass players that are dead. I'm up on my bass players that are alive.
You can pick one that's alive.
I would have to say Billy Sheehan. And then singer.
Uh-huh.
Sammy. Sammy's still alive, but Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar?
Yep.
Okay.
At 60 plus years old, he still cranks it out.
I think he's 70.
Well, see, there you go.
Well, he said 60 plus. And then one of my personal favorite questions. Your personal musical hot take or otherwise unpopular musical opinion. What you got?
It's always been said that musicians are overrated. We're not overrated. We choose to play the way we want to play. If you overrate us, that's your call, not ours.
Interesting. Okay.
We're every musician, whether you're a bass player or not, everybody's overrated. If they underrate you, it's because they don't like you. If you're overrated, it's because they're envious of you.
Why do you play music?
I started out playing music when I was 7 years old. My uncle played in a band, and then he went to work for Conway Twitty as one of the Twitty birds. He got me influenced. He said, you need to learn how to play. And he said, this is the only way you're going to meet women because you're not the best looking guy in the world. And I wasn't, but 7 or 8 years old. He also played for Three Dog Night, is I think who it was, with Burton Cummings and the gang. So he played for them. He gave me my first guitar. He gave me my second guitar, which I still have. And he's just, he made it worth wanting to play. And at 7 years old, you don't have a direction. When your uncle gives you a direction, you take that direction. He is now 75 years old and still recording.
Wow.
And I'm coming up to be featured on one of his next albums he puts out.
Next up on our list, we have upcoming shows. When is the next time you're down here at the Silver Eagle?
Never. You all never hire people. I think the second Tuesday of next week, I think we're here.
And of course, you can find all of Wildcard's upcoming dates on their Facebook, on our Facebook, and on the website. Be sure to check those out. Mr. Lamb, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming and seeing us. You want to do this outro with me?
The what?
The outro?
This is going to go bad for you.
2, 3.
Wild card.
Wow. Here we go.